Yes.
which is composed of these
Nine.
various.
Right. Right.
Okay.
See,
So,
92nd Signal Company,
okay.
317th Engineer Battalion, 371st Infantry Regiment.
And all of these were colored troops.
Right. 317th Engineers Battalion. There's a picture of the Engineer Battalion insignia, and then the caduceus is the 317th Medical Battalion.
Okay. Now, who were this 365th?
365th Infantry Regiment, 370th Infantry Regiment.
Okay. And that's, you were in one of those?
I was in the 370th.
Okay.
And then there's the 598 Field Artillery Battalion insignia, 597, 599. I don't know where she did with the 371st. Oh, here it is, over here.
Okay.
Carol. I'll get her to shift them around.
Okay.
And then there was the 600 Field Artillery Battalion.
Okay.
And these are various pictures. This is 600 Field Artillery Battalion Commander, Colonel Ray. He was one of the black lieutenant colonels in there.
Okay.
And this is my brother standing right here.
Okay. Okay. Point your brother out to me one more time. Now I got the camera here.
Right
Okay,
here.
that's your brother.
Yeah.
And this is
He was
this is the 600.
600 Field Artillery Battalion. That was a 155 battalion.
Okay.
These other 597, 598, and 599 was 105 howitzers.
Okay. And these guys were 155s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. You want to take me through some of these pictures on the top?
Okay.
I mean, when I
Right
say on
here.
the top, yeah.
This is where machine guns firing, and they're advancing, squatting down so they don't make a big target.
Okay.
And going to the German are at the top of the picture. I mean, that's where they are.
Okay.
And this is a picture of my brother and one of my homeboys that I was friendly with as a teenager. My brother was captain of artillery and the battalion intelligence officer.
So you were both, and you retired a captain, correct?
Yes,
Okay, so both you and your brother then were captains.
yeah.
Well,
And the
okay,
chow line. That's comical.
that is
That's
comical.
Pappy Goodwin sitting on a slit trench, and Lieutenant Selden holding up
The camera.
a paper saying Nazi armies in Italy surrender. That was in June of 45.
Okay. And what's this one here?
This is chow line in Modena.
Okay.
So
Here, guys digging. It
they're
says a
digging
mortar
an
trench.
emplacement. Yeah, it could be a mortar, probably 81 millimeter,
Okay.
because they wasn't as mobile as the 60, because the 60 is a little short and mortar. And of course, that's the active
Activation ceremony.
activations ceremony.
Now, so the infantry were technically Buffalo soldiers then?
Everybody was Buffalo in the 92nd Division.
Okay.
Even the white officers had to wear the Buffalo patch.
Oh, okay. Now I see you got it on your hat. Did you have one that you had on your uniform too?
Yeah, I do have them.
Okay.
That's in them archives you got
Okay.
over there.
Okay.
The original Buffalo.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you are basically if you will, the military descendants of the original Buffalo soldiers.
Well, yeah, militarily, yes.
Okay. Now what's this one here?
This is, I don't know, they're taking a break,
digging in.
digging in, yes.
Okay.
See, whenever you became slowed up, you start digging.
Yeah.
Either you dig a slit trench, which any way to get below the surface of the ground. Then if you have to stay there overnight, you dig it and make a foxhole, so you can get down in it and stand up and shoot. And this guy's, I think they're the next photo, it looked like they're playing cards or
Yeah.
something. This is the inspection piece.
Okay.
That's Company D, 365th Infantry. And that's a picture taken in one of the military cemeteries.
Now, how many men did the 92nd lose during the war? How many?
I can't give you. I got it written here in my
Okay.
briefcase. I think it was 800 and something.
Out of how many did you start with?
Well, it is usually around 15,000 in a division. That's Colonel Marcus Ray. He's one of the black lieutenant colonels in the 92nd Division.
Okay.
And this is First Sergeant Frank Clendenning getting awarded the Bronze Star Medal from General Alman. He was from Massillon, Ohio. He's dead now. Both of them are dead. All of them dead.
Well, how many, let me ask you this, how many members of the 92nd are still alive today?
We don't know. We'll get an idea when they come here to the reunion.
Okay.
But every time you turn around, you know, we're all old men. I'm almost 83, and I'm one of the young ones.
Uh-oh. Okay, so can I sneak behind?
You say you're from Howard
Yes, ma'am.
University?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you
We're
go there
being
now?
interviewed.
No, I
we're
work
being,
there.
We're being interviewed.
Yes.
I'm being interviewed.
Oh, okay, no, Ralph wanted to know too.
Yes, I'll pass out my cards here when we, okay.
That's the
here's
92nd Cavalry.
your insignia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the 792nd Ordnance Company. And the first sergeant, whose pictured right here, was married to my sister-in-law's girlfriend.
Cleveland, Ohio.
And of course, that's the 10th Cavalry insignia. They're part of my memorabilia. And that's, of course, that's from the cemetery over in Italy.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the cemetery?
No,
Okay. I know
it's probably the 5th Army.
I know I've seen from Time Life, they've got a picture of one of the cemeteries in Germany called the Hürtgen Forest.
Yeah, well, see, that was just put out lately, but see, they ignored Afro-American troops in this
Well,
thing.
And looking back at World War II, they almost ignored Italy. If you think about it, the Italian front.
Oh,
everything is
they had Anzio and they had Sicily. They didn't ignore it.
And you know what the funny thing is? One of the first times, I mean, I'm actually somewhat of World War II history, but one of the first times I saw it kind of get any attention, James Arness, who played Gunsmoke, Matt Dillon, he served at Anzio. And I saw they were interviewing him, and he was talking about if you watch Gunsmoke, especially in the later years, you see he limps a lot. He's got a bum knee. He took a hit in Anzio.
Right.
And they were interviewing him. Oh, and where was that? He said, well, that was Italy. And they were like, oh, that's right. We fought over there too. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, they forget Sicily was part of Italy, part of the Italian campaign. These are pictures. So you're looking at some officers from the 365th,
Okay.
and of course their names are on the side. Just about all those guys are dead. And then there's Lieutenant Ray. He was commanding officer of Company D. Company D was a heavy weapons company, heavy water-cooled machine guns, 30 caliber, and 81 millimeter mortars. And then the next photo shows.
I'm going to look at this one here, and then I'm going to swing.
That's the first sergeant and Jim Garner, and some of his men.
Okay.
He's the one that was married to my sister-in-law's.
Okay. Now tell me about this handsome guy in this photo here.
Oh, that's a picture of me with the German prisoners in the background. I was taken in Modi, and when they took us off the line to run a prisoner of war camp.
Now, when did the fighting in Italy, did it also end May 8th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were still fighting up until May 8th?
Right.
Okay. Okay, here's Staff Sergeant Hawk.
And that's a group of the veterans that went back. Oh no, you talk about the Jeep. The Jeep, that's my Jeep. I went from walking every place in a rifle company, and I got transferred to the 365th Infantry, and I got to be a section leader for 81 millimeter mortars, and I had a Jeep and a trailer.
Okay.
I looked like I died and going to heaven.
Now, where did you do your basic training?
My basic training, did it in the armory. I was when the National Guard was called up.
base did you train at? Did you do basic camp at?
Fort Dix.
Oh, okay.
See, we trained in the armory from September of 40 until March of 41. We trained every week. And that picture you're taking now is a group of veterans that went back to Italy. 1970.
And this here is German prisoners.
Yeah, the prisoners in the.
Turn their back, and it says, the caption says they turn their back when attempting to take a picture.
Yeah. See, these pictures are mixed up now because I didn't put them out. I had a helper.
Okay.
Because I would had all the ordnance pictures together and so forth.
That's okay. Luckily, through the joy of editing, we can put them together.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's Lieutenant McDonald washing up in Modena
Okay.
with Lieutenant Lopes sitting in the Jeep.
So, and you can continue to tell me what we're seeing in the pictures here, but I
This,
also want
this
to. Okay.
pictures of some more of the ordnance people.
Okay.
The first sergeant, like I say, he and I were friends and didn't know he was in the 92nd until I ran across his scrapbook. So he was telling me how sometimes they could shortcut things. They would drain all the liquids out of the Jeep, all the radiator fluid and the brake fluid and so forth, and turn the Jeep upside down, work on it, complete the thing, and turn the Jeep back up on its wheels, and then fill the fluids back up, and that helped to utilize some of the time.
This is some of your material too. I've seen
Yes.
Spencer Moore. Okay.
Yeah. These are some ID cards that I accumulated, plus some pictures of my memorabilia. Through the years, I haven't done it the last few years because my wife was very sick.
Now,
But
this one here is with Colin Powell and
Colin Powell and two of the members in civilian clothes of the division, and I can't remember offhand who that is. But this picture of me, and this is my buddy Scotty, the guy. He and I lost track of one another and ran into him in northern Italy. And he gave me he was a street smart kid. And he had stripped the Germans of all their rings and cameras and everything. So, and their money. And I ran into him, he gave me a camera. He had 3 cameras around. He's like, here man, you want a camera? Here,